Women who say they were victims of Jeffrey Epstein joined lawmakers at the U.S. Capitol yesterday and called for the release of the Epstein files. And Florida is taking steps to eliminate all vaccine mandates. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. A bipartisan effort is happening in the House. Some lawmakers want more records released about the investigation into late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. NPR's Claudia Grisales reports more than 24 women connected to the case spoke at the U.S. Capitol yesterday.
More than a dozen survivors told hundreds of rally-goers the U.S. House needs to approve a bill led by Kentucky Republican Thomas Massie and California Democrat Ro Khanna to release the Epstein files. Marina Lacerda, identified in Epstein's 2019 indictment as minor victim 1, spoke publicly for the first time.
We are here. We want this bill to pass. It is very important, okay? And we need transparency. We are tired of looking at the news and seeing Jeffrey Epstein's name and saying that this is a hoax. We are tired of it.
House Republicans voted to support an oversight committee probe into the Epstein case. But survivors and lawmakers who want a comprehensive records release say that falls short. Claudia Grisales, NPR News, the Capitol.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is set to testify before the Senate Finance Committee today. He's likely to be asked about some promises he made during his confirmation hearing this year and has broken. For example, Kennedy promised not to change the makeup of a major federal vaccine advisory panel. Instead, Kennedy fired everyone on it. Florida is taking steps to become the first state to eliminate all vaccine mandates. From member station WUSF, Carrie Sheridan reports polio and measles shots for children could be the first to go.
Florida's Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo announced the move at a press conference near Tampa.
The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them.
He says the State Department of Health can start now by ending daycare and preschool requirements for about 7 vaccines. Those include shots to prevent whooping cough, measles, mumps, rubella, polio, hepatitis B, and chickenpox. Major medical organizations continue to say these shots are safe and effective. For NPR News, I'm Carrie Sheridan in Tampa.
President Trump is floating the idea of sending National Guard troops to New Orleans. He says Louisiana's governor, a Republican, would welcome them. National Guard troops have been sent to Los Angeles, and they're still deployed in Washington, D.C., jurisdictions controlled by Democrats. Trump's comments come as he appeals a federal court judge's decision that his deployment of troops in L.A. last June was illegal. The Department of Homeland Security has opened an immigration detention facility at a state prison in Louisiana. More than 50 people are now being held there. From member station WRKF, Alex Cox reports the prison is known as Angola.
The new camp is called Louisiana Lockup, and it's set to hold what federal officials are calling the worst of the worst. Angola is known for its history of violence and use of inmate labor. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem says the choice of venue was deliberate.
This is a facility that's notorious. It's a facility. Angola prison is legendary, but that's a message that these individuals that are going to be here that are illegal criminals need to understand.
The funding for the camp comes from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act signed in July. It will have over 400 beds. For NPR News, I'm Alex Cox in Angola, Louisiana.
2 children remain hospitalized from last week's mass shooting at the Annunciation Catholic Church and School in Minneapolis. 2 children were killed, 21 others were hurt. Vice President Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance visited the church yesterday to meet with families of survivors. One of them was Harry Kaiser, whose daughter Lydia was shot and is now recovering at home. Kaiser urged Vance to take strong action on gun violence.
Will you please promise to pursue, despite powerful lobbies, some common sense bipartisan legislation as a starting point so we can come out of our corners and find the values that we share so that this time some progress is made?
Investigators say they've not yet found a clear motive for the shooter's attack. Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner says his routine visit to a military spy agency was canceled this week. Warner is the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee. Oversight work is part of the Senate's responsibility. But Warner says his classified visit was rejected after far-right activist and Trump supporter Laura Loomer complained. Warner says Loomer has no authority to determine any national policy.
She's not elected to anything, but she is the de facto it seems to me, Secretary of Defense and perhaps Director of National Intelligence. She may even be, with Elon Musk gone, she may now be the new co-president with Donald Trump.
He spoke to CNN's The Lead with Jake Tapper. The Texas Senate has passed a bill calling for one of the country's strictest crackdowns on abortion pills. From member station KUT in Austin, Olivia Aldridge reports.
Texas already has a near-total ban on abortion. The newly passed bill aims to curb the practice of out-of-state doctors prescribing abortion pills to Texas residents and sending them through the mail. State Senator Brian Hughes championed the bill in the Texas Senate.
If you manufacture, distribute these drugs, and ship them to Texas for the purpose of killing a little unborn baby, harming a mom, you will be held accountable.
If the governor signs the bill into law, private citizens would be able to sue out-of-state providers of the pills for $100,000 or more. I'm Olivia Aldridge in Austin.
A federal judge in Boston handed Harvard University a big win yesterday. The judge ruled the Trump administration unlawfully froze more than $2 billion in research funding to the school. NPR's Corey Turner has more.
That funding freeze was triggered, the administration said, by Harvard's failure to check the spread of anti-Semitism on campus. But Judge Allison Burroughs pointed out that the research being defunded, including studies of Alzheimer's, cancer, Lou Gehrig's disease, heart disease, and autism, had no clear connection to anti-Semitism. Burroughs also said the freeze violated federal civil rights law and Harvard's First Amendment rights, saying she found it, quote, difficult to conclude anything other than that the Trump administration used anti-Semitism as a smokescreen for a targeted, ideologically motivated assault. The White House says it will immediately appeal what it called an egregious decision. Corey Turner, NPR News.
I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News.